we come before you to announce our collective intent to phase out and repeal the transient vacation rentals in the apartment district, also referred to as the Minatoya list.
Aloha everyone. In this video, I'm going to give a quick update on the mayor's proposal to eliminate Maui's short-term rentals that operate in apartment zoning. I'll also share my opinion on what I think will happen next, and I'll dive into some real estate statistics to see if the uncertain outcome of this legislation has already started to impact our real estate market here on Maui. So it's been over a week since the Maui Planning Commission held their meeting to hear testimony about the proposed elimination of roughly half of Maui's short-term rentals. Now, following a second full day of meeting in which both sides provided passionate testimony, the final tally for both days of testimony was 167 people who opposed the ban and 104 who were in favor of the ban of these short-term rentals. Now, after the meeting, the Maui Planning Commission recommended to the Maui County Council that they approve the bill as requested by the administration, but with the following comments. First, the Commission discussed adjusting the phase-out period for areas outside of West Maui, proposing an immediate phase-out for West Maui, which is of course where the Lahaina fire was, but they suggested a timeline of up to 3 years for South Maui, instead of the 1-year timeline suggested by the mayor. They also advised the council to consider the economic impact study that will be given by the Economic Research Organization at the University of Hawaii, including a cost-benefit analysis when it is completed. Additionally, the commission urged the council to consider the social, cultural, environmental, and quality of life impacts of this proposal. So basically, they want to study whether the benefits of the reduction of short-term rentals will justify the negative impacts. Lastly, they recommended that the council consider excluding areas already designated as community planned hotel use and properties that are already partially zoned hotel/resort. There's only a few properties that fit into that category. So now that the Maui Planning Commission gave their recommendation to the Maui County Council, the next step is for the Maui County Council to hold their series of meetings, hear testimony, and make a final decision. The Maui County Council has not yet scheduled a date to hear this bill, but it's anticipated to occur later this year or at the beginning of 2025. By the way, there will be several more opportunities to testify again in the future, and I'll share that information when it becomes available. Okay, so we won't know for sure how the Maui County Council will vote for at least a few more months, but even if this bill does get approved and passed into law, there will likely be several class action lawsuits from property owners that will be tied up in courts for many years. Look, no one really knows for sure how this will play out, so we should all be prepared for any outcome, but personally, I think we won't have a concrete final decision on this proposal anytime in the near future, and in the meantime, we'll need to figure out how to navigate the uncertainty. So the question I would like to start to study is whether or not the uncertainty of the future of short-term rentals is already having an impact on our real estate market here on Maui. So let's take a look. I started by researching if the properties that would potentially be impacted by the new legislation are still selling after the mayor made his announcement in the beginning of May. So I pulled a list of all the fee simple short-term rental properties in the MLS that have either sold or gone under contract since June 1st of this year. Here's a spreadsheet of the data that I have available to me. As you can see, there have been 77 total STR properties that have either recently sold or gone under contract. From there, I highlighted in yellow the properties that are on the Minatoya list and would be phased out by this legislation. Surprisingly, out of the 77 total STRs that have sold or gone under contract, 34 of them were in fact Minatoya properties and could potentially be phased out. This is just under half of all the STR properties on this list. So while there's definitely more hesitation from potential people considering buying a short-term rental in apartment zoning here on Maui, it looks like so far the proposed legislation isn't completely discouraging potential buyers. Now, that being said, it will take significantly more time to really understand the impacts of the legislation, and we will need to take a look at how the sales prices have been affected when we have more data available. And it is important to note that the overall inventory of Maui's condo listings has been trending upwards for several months. But as you can see, this trend started towards the end of 2023, which was well before the proposed ban on short-term rentals. And I think that higher mortgage interest rates, which have nothing to do with the STR ban, is certainly a major contributing factor in the increased inventory. By the way, I do release a monthly email newsletter, which includes Maui real estate statistics just like this. If you'd like to get on the email list, I'll share a link to my contact form in the description below. Just write monthly newsletter in the subject area, and I'll get you registered. And if you want to stay fully informed as we continue to navigate this proposal to eliminate short-term rentals in apartment zoning, subscribe to this channel and share this video with anyone else who would like to stay in the loop. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I hope to see you on the next one. Aloha.